Hi everybody, this is Bud Simpson from Shoestring Explorers, and today I want to talk with you about the Splurge savings approach. You decided you wanted to come to the website. You decided you want to come to the blog, check it out, and see what it was all about, because obviously there's something about travel that intrigues you. Maybe you've even made the choice that you want to travel more. Making the choice to travel more is not enough. Nothing is going to change if you don't put forth the effort. Honestly, we want students who are ready to take action, who are going to follow these strategies and ultimately travel more and make travel a habitual activity in their life. That's the whole reason why we started Shoestring Explorers. And if a technique is listed on the site, it's been tested, it's proven to produce results, okay? But it's going to take some effort on your part, at least in the beginning, okay? As a matter of fact, the technique that we're showing you today, the Splurge savings approach, is actually an automated system. But you're going to have to spend a little bit of time and effort setting that system up. So just a disclaimer, only those who are ready to follow through with these travel strategies keep going. Everyone else, we really appreciate you coming to the site. You're welcome to come back anytime and try these proven strategies, okay? They're going to work, but like I said, they're going to take a little bit of effort. So the Splurge savings approach is a deceptively simple technique that uses psychology to our advantage. It's a 3-step targeted approach designed to build travel savings fast. But it's designed as an automated system that's going to run on its own once you've set it up. The reason that it's so powerful and why automated savings accounts like the one you're going to set up work for so many people is something called the psychology of automation. All right, this was pioneered by a guy named Ramit Sethi. So the reason why this psychology of automation is so powerful and why it works in this system is because you're actually going to be taking choice out of the matter. You're actually going to be accumulating money by default without you having to make the choice to do it. So we're taking the same concept of automating your personal finances that Ramit Sethi talks about, and we're just applying it to a travel savings account. So ultimately, you're going to be saving money while you sleep, which means you will always be saving for your next trip without making the effort to do so. But I want to tell you something very important. This 3-step process is simple, but the execution is challenging. So we've made the process extremely simple for you, but you're going to have to put forth the work. You're going to have to execute, okay? And we're going to give you tons of resources to be successful. Okay, so I've told you how powerful the Splurge savings approach is and how it uses the psychology of automation to work to your advantage. And more significantly, how that means frequent and fulfilling travel for you. I want to show you how it works, how you can get started in just 10 minutes. Step 1. Open a high-yield online savings account with no maintenance fees or charges. Step 2. Set up an automated direct deposit from each paycheck into this account. And step 3. Identify 5 additional sources of income that you can deposit into this account as they become available. Now, you probably have a couple of questions, but don't worry. I'm about to break down each one of these steps for you and make it crystal clear, okay? So let's start with step 1. Opening a high-yield online savings account with no maintenance fees or charges. Okay, don't freak out about high yield. If you're not unsure of what that means, high yield just means high APY or annual percentage yield. Okay, that just means how much. That just means the interest rate on the account. Another very important thing is you don't want maintenance fees or monthly charges or anything like that that are going to eat away at your travel fund. A couple good options for savings accounts are Ally Bank. Personally, that's the one that we use. Great customer service. Synchrony Bank Optimizer Plus is also very good, and Capital One 360 is another good bet. Most banks have no minimum deposit amounts to open an account, and it doesn't matter which bank you choose. Just make sure, more than anything, there aren't any fees associated with it. Okay, step 2, setting up an automated direct deposit from each paycheck. Okay, now I know that may sound a little intense, but really it's not at all right? This is where the psychology of automation comes into play, and this is one of the most powerful mechanisms of this approach. Okay, so in order to set up an automated direct deposit, what you want to do is go to your HR rep or your office manager, wherever you work, and ask them to help you set up a direct deposit, which basically means from each paycheck that you receive, a portion of that you designate is going to go into an account. They'll ask you which account you want that to go into and to designate a dollar amount. Let's say you don't have direct deposit, or that's not an option for you. What you can do instead is still deposit those funds as you normally would and set up that automatic transfer to your Splurge savings account. What the important thing is here is to make sure that money is flowing into one account that's set aside for travel savings, and without you making the effort to do so. You're going to set it, forget it, and travel whenever you want. Now, step 3, identifying 5 additional sources of income that you can deposit into your account as they become available. All right, now this I actually haven't mentioned yet, but this is another very powerful part of this savings approach. And this is where you're going to see the most gains in your account. Now, the general trajectory of your account balance is going to be up with the direct deposit alone. But by adding additional sources of income to it, you're going to boost that account balance. Let me tell you what an additional source of income is. An additional source of income is income you receive in addition to your salary or primary income. And some examples are birthday money, maybe holiday cash, tax returns. Tax returns are huge, and you bet if I get a check from Uncle Sam, I'm gonna splurge on travel. But you can also do babysitting money. Maybe you teach music lessons a couple times a week, part-time jobs, paid consulting work. Selling unwanted clothes and possessions is a good one. And one of my personal favorites, and this is one of my additional sources of income that I add to my Splurge savings, and that's $1 a day. And it's just like what it sounds like. It's adding $1 to the account for each day of the calendar year. Instead of just actually transferring $1 a day, that's a lot of transfers, I just make a $31 transfer from my checking account once a month into the account, and it's the same thing as $1 a day. So anytime these sources of income become available, let's say you just got paid for babysitting, you're creating a red flag system. So you identify these sources of income ahead of time and you say, oh, I got one. Okay, I know where that's going. And you put it in your Splurge savings. Okay, guys, that's it. That's the 3-step process right there. It's going to take a little bit of effort on your part, but we've got tons of resources for you to help you get started. And I want to show you right now the exact steps you can take to get started today, right after this video, okay? So step 1, right after this video, go ahead and sign up for the exclusive Shoestring Explorers newsletter. We're going to give you tons of resources to be successful with this strategy and other strategies that we're going to send you in the future. Okay, step 2, in the next 10 minutes, and this is the 10-minute part here. Open a high-yield savings account, deposit $1. You can do it in 10 minutes, and you can be a third of the way through this approach. Step 3, immediately following that, I want you to sit down with a glass of wine or beer, whichever you prefer, and I want you to sit there with a notepad and a pencil, and I want you to identify as many additional sources of income as you can. Write it down, come up with at least 5. I dare you to come up with more. And finally, tomorrow, or as soon as you can, I want you to go to your HR rep after you've set up this account, and I want you to set up an automated direct deposit from your paycheck, and I want you to link it to your Splurge savings account, and they're going to help you get started. But Bud, Eva, why should I have a travel savings? I don't even have a regular savings account. Well, what I say to that, if you don't have a regular savings account, get with it. But let me tell you why you should have a Splurge savings account for your travel. Okay, so travel is, we all have our reasons for why we love to travel, okay? Travel is rewarding, it's fulfilling, intriguing, compelling. Just about every positive adjective in the English language can be used to describe how travel makes us feel, okay? And that's why we love it. That's why we can't live without it, okay? And check this out. All of our reasons for traveling are different. One of the reasons Eva and I love to travel is, honestly, we're big foodies. We love experiencing culture through taste, through food, wine, beer. Your reason may be different, but the point is that in some way we get immense value from our travel experiences, okay? And that's really important, okay? And fulfilling travel, great travel, removes us from the ordinary and gives us the opportunity to do something completely new and different. So we know that, yes, travel is all these wonderful things. Travel is rewarding, but it's expensive too. There's a benefit and an expense, an end goal and an obstacle. I want you to start thinking that travel is the end goal and that there are a number of obstacles that actually keep us from traveling, unfortunately. For us 20-somethings, that number one obstacle that keeps us from traveling is money. And that's what we wanted to do when we set out to start Shoestring Explorers, to find solutions to the obstacles that keep us from traveling, okay, and cost being one of the largest. And that's exactly what the Splurge savings approach addresses. We already know that the number one obstacle for millennial travelers is money. Okay, doesn't matter where you go, doesn't matter how you get there, you will always have to spend money. And what we're all about here at Shoestring Explorers is the thought of rewarding travel experiences. Okay, nobody wants to pinch pennies while they're on vacation. You want to go all out. You want to splurge on things like flying first class, buying nice wine, going to a music festival, and you absolutely should, because that's what makes travel rewarding and fulfilling. But by having a fund set aside that has money flowing into it constantly without you thinking about it, means that you have money set aside for travel expenditures and for travel splurging. And you can spend it guilt-free on whatever you want, whenever you want. That means you don't have to feel bad about spending it. For most of us, including Eva and I, we have bills, rent, car payments, student loans, you name it, we pay for it. But by having an automated savings, which means little to no effort on our part, we don't ever have to use money as an obstacle or an excuse that keeps us from traveling. The Splurge savings is perfect for planned trips, last-minute travel, extensions of business trips, and it allows us so much freedom to travel. Now that's very important. Freedom to travel. So when should you use your Splurge savings? For any travel-related expense or unique travel experience. That means elite status upgrades on airlines, fine wine, nice restaurants, bottle service, skydiving, horseback riding, anything you can think of that's going to add to your travel experience. It's great for last-minute travel opportunities, jet-setting, business trip extensions. Having that money set aside, which allows you that freedom to travel, is great for sites like Groupon and Living Social and lastminute.com. All of these sites offer these flash deals, and by having money in an account set aside for travel experiences, you can take advantage of these travel deals, which sometimes are 20 to 50% off travel expenses, airfare included, all inclusive. Okay, that's an exceptional deal that is great to take advantage of, and this allows you to do that. Now let me tell you what the Splurge savings is not meant for, and that's discretionary spending at home. Okay, if you're going to put all this effort towards setting up this system, you owe it to yourself to use it just for travel. Okay, your Splurge savings account needs to be a sacred place for your little travel dollars, okay? You owe it to yourself to keep those dollars in that account to give you freedom to travel whenever you want. All right, and that's it, guys. Best of luck. We are here. We read every email. You can find us at Bud and Eva at shoestringexplorers.com. We read every email. Follow us on social media as well if you want to see where we are, where we're currently traveling, and where we're planning on going, and how you can be involved in our next trip. Thanks for watching, guys, and like I said, the best of luck. I can't wait to see where you go with this.